It's official. Shohei Ohtani is the greatest baseball player that I've ever seen with my own two eyes, and the greatest player of all time. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it. And what he did last night was arguably the greatest box score, statistical night, whatever you want to call it, that we've ever seen. So we'll break down his dominance and his history-making moment on this episode of 3 Up, 3 Down. Welcome in, everybody, to 3 Up, 3 Down. I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, and today we gotta talk Shohei Ohtani. I know that I picked the Padres to win the World Series, and I still hope they go ahead and do that. This is not going to turn into some Dodgers fan page over here. But what Shohei Ohtani did yesterday was ridiculous, and as a Blue Jay fan, even I can respect that. The Blue Jays arguably have the case to not like Ohtani the most out of any other fan base in Major League Baseball, but I don't care about all of that garbage anymore. He is the greatest baseball player that I've ever seen, and how blessed are we to be able to watch this guy go about his business every single night. And let's not forget that he's going to be pitching maybe as soon as October. But before we get into the video, I want to let you know that around 97% of you who are watching these videos are not subscribed. So go ahead, click that subscribe button. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, and it helps me out a ton. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers, which would mean the world to me, and being able to make this daily baseball content for you guys, whether it's about the Padres, the Dodgers, or any of the great storylines around Major League Baseball. I just love doing this every single day. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, because a large majority of you are not already doing so. But let's get straight into the video here. Let's take a look at Shohei Ohtani's stat line from yesterday. And Ohtani just had one of the greatest performances in Major League Baseball history. He went 6 for 6, 3 home runs, 2 doubles, 1 single, 10 runs batted in, 4 runs scored, 2 stolen bases. That, for most guys, is a pretty good month. He did it in one game. He became the first player in MLB history to reach the 50-50 club, and now the 51-51 club. Can he get to 55-55? Maybe. I mean, the Dodgers are still playing meaningful baseball here. They're 3.5 games ahead of the San Diego Padres for the number 1 spot in the National League West. So maybe there is an outside chance that he could hit that. And if he keeps having more games like this, who knows? Maybe 60-60 is in the cards. But in all seriousness, this guy is insane. And Noah Cameron said greatest of all time. And I'd have to agree with him. I would absolutely have to agree with him. In his first year with a new team, in the same season, his closest friend stole $16 million from him while rehabbing from reconstructive elbow surgery on a day in which he went 5 for 5 with 2 homers and 2 stolen bases. Shohei Ohtani created the 50-50 club, and that was before he went ahead and hit his 3rd home run of the game, which was off a position player, so take that with a grain of salt. But still, one of the more insane stat lines that I've ever seen. And I have this friend who tends to over-exaggerate things, just it's funny at this point. It becomes a joke at this point. So I was out to dinner yesterday while the Dodgers were playing, and I get a text from my buddy saying, dude, you're not going to believe this Shohei stat line. 6 for 6, 10 RBIs, 3 home runs, 2 stolen bases. I'm like, all right, man, whatever. Like, stop doing this. It's not funny anymore. Then I actually opened up MLB.com and I checked the box score, and there it was. Arguably the single greatest game in Major League Baseball history from an individual standpoint. And since RBI became official in 1920, only one MLB player has had, over the course of his entire career, same game or not, a game with 10 plus RBIs, a game with 6 plus hits, 5 plus extra base hits, 3 plus home runs, 2 plus stolen bases. That one player is Shohei Ohtani. He did it all today. I mean, it just gets more and more ridiculous. Like, we know that he's been doing things that none of us have ever seen ever since he's come into the league. Like, that's how special of a player he is. But in a year where he's not pitching and just hitting, he showed off his complete arsenal as an offensive player and had his best offensive season ever in his career. So despite him not being able to pitch and being a dominant force both on the mound and in the batter's box, he's finding new ways to impress us and new ways to do things that we have never seen before. And here's the entire list of players before today with 17 total bases in the game. Shohei is the first to do it without hitting 4 home runs. He is the only one to steal a base, and he actually swiped 2 yesterday. So on the day he went 50-50, Ohtani also had one of the greatest games in MLB history. It's a little bit small there, but you can see Sean Green with his 4-homer game. Also with the Dodgers had 19 total bases in one game. Went 6 for 6 with a single, a double, and 4 home runs. And all of those guys have 4 home run games in the games in which they had 17 or more total bases. And again, we're just running out of superlatives to describe the dominance and the brilliance and the greatness of Shohei Ohtani. Like, I pull up this tweet here, greatest of all time. That's not hyperbole. That is truly what he is. He's the greatest baseball player of all time. And take accolades out of it, take team success out of it. From an individual standpoint, there is no one more talented than Ohtani. There is no one more accomplished being able to do both things simultaneously that he does. And yeah, he's also one of the best base runners that we've ever seen. So he's the total package. And like I said, he just finds new ways to impress us every single night. And as Shohei Ohtani walked up to the plate, the Dodgers broadcast showed Skip Shoemaker, who is the Marlins manager, and wondered if he'd call for the intentional walk. Reading his lips, you could see him mutter, "Fuck that. I've got too much respect for this guy for that to happen." And respect to Skip Schumacher for making that call as well. Don't rob a guy of history. You know, I know you never want to be on the other end of history, and you don't want to be the team that is known to allow Shohei to go 50-50, but the moment is bigger than you at that time. And in a blowout game like that, like, go out there and let the guy hit. You know, try to beat him. You've had a miserable season. Maybe you can walk away. You can have some sense of pride that you were the ones that stopped Shohei from accomplishing this feat in your home ballpark. It ultimately didn't end up happening, but I love this mentality, and I think the Marlins are going to be pretty good real soon, because they got a lot of good young players on that roster and a lot of prospects that they got at the trade deadline. But I like this mentality. I think there will be a trickle-down effect to the rest of that roster. And again, great for Shohei Ohtani. This is amazing for the game. Whether you support the Padres, whether you support the Phillies, watching a player do what he's doing with such ease and with such gracefulness, I mean, I don't know if we'll ever see that again. We've seen two-way players or guys try to replicate what Ohtani is doing, but his consistency and his discipline and just his overall skill set is what sets him apart from anyone else that is trying to replicate what he's doing. But that'll wrap it up for this episode of 3 Up, 3 Down. Again, shout out to Shohei Ohtani. What a marvelous player. We're so lucky to witness this. And again, go Padres. I hope they go ahead and win the World Series. I'm not rooting for the Dodgers. I don't think they're a likable team. But despite Shohei sort of bamboozling an entire country and all the off-field stuff that happened with his former interpreter, I find it really easy to root for him because I'm a baseball fan at the end of the day. I have teams that I like. I'm a Blue Jay fan. I'm a diehard Blue Jay fan. I've adopted the Padres as my team now, but I find it extremely easy to root for Shohei Ohtani because every single time he's on the TV, I stop and I watch and I focus fully on what he's about to do, because whether he walks or whether he steals a base or whether he strikes out, there's going to be fireworks involved. But thanks again for making it this far, and thanks again to you guys for the support that we've gotten on recent videos. Really means the world to me. And again, make sure to hit the subscribe button because a large percentage of you who are watching these videos are not subscribed. So subscribe for more daily Major League Baseball content. And thank you to Baseball Town as well. They got 3 locations, 2 in Quebec, 1 in Ottawa, Ontario. Check them out. If you're not close to there, we ship worldwide as well. They're your one-stop shop for everything that you need baseball or softball related. Check them out today. The link is in the description, and I will see you guys tomorrow.